Okay folks, welcome to sunny London, and we are on the hop on hop off tour bus. We are crossing the Tower Bridge, not the London Bridge as some people mistaken. This bridge was built in 1894, and the central span of the bridge allows it to be raised to let ships pass, and it is 244 metres in total length. On our left is the Tower of London, also known, full name, Her Majesty's Royal Palace and Fortress, the Tower of London. It's over 900 years old and houses the crown jewels. There's not one tower but 20 towers that comprise the site, and it was bombed during the Blitz. Several buildings were damaged, but the White Tower wasn't hit. It's had 22 executions within its walls. The last was a German spy, Joseph Jacobs, who was shot in 1941. Here we have the world famous Big Ben, also known by its proper name as the Clock Tower. First chimed its bells in 1859.
Under is London Bridge. It's the only bridge to actually have the name engraved into the stone either side. So many people kept calling it Tower Bridge, but they actually haven't. There's been many a bridge to span on this site. The first two fell down. That's where we get our nursery rhyme from. London bridges falling down. The third one was sinking into the mud. So we took it down, stone by stone, shipped it out to America. Since it sold it to a man called Mr. McCulloch for £1 million. We built it out there in Lake Havasu, in Arizona Desert, where it still stands today. Once we built it for him, he realised that we'd sold him the wrong bridge. He in fact wanted Tower Bridge, but we sold him London Bridge. So as you can imagine, he wasn't very happy. Fourth Bridge is the busiest bridge to span the River Thames. On our left you have Sir Francis Drake's Golden Hind, London's very own pirate ship. That's the replica though, but that replica has done more sea miles than the original itself. The original only went round the world once, where that has been round the world twice. It's now moored here as a permanent museum. Children's Hotel, summertimes, half-term. Bridge is London's skinniest road bridge. It's also London's least used bridge. If you ever look back, you'll see hardly anyone passing or travelling across it. It was built to ease congestion from London Bridge, but where's so well hidden in the approach roads, the back streets and the one-way streets of London, hardly anyone knows how to find it. Apart from our professional drivers like the taxi drivers, the bus drivers or the lorry drivers here in London. On your left-hand side, if we got any fans of Shakespeare on board, this is Shakespeare's Globe Theatre, the white building with a thatched roof. This is the last remaining thatched roof building anywhere in London after the Great Fire of London. They put a ban on thatched roof buildings after the fire, because it's one of the biggest causes for the fire to spread. This building has no centre roof, it also has no light in it, and it has no sound, just like the original one used to be. A gentleman called Sam Wallermaker built this Globe Theatre. Unfortunately, he died 6 months before the opening ceremony, so his daughter Zoe Wallermaker carried it on. And they sprinkled Sam's ashes over the performance blade on the opening. The Millennium Footbridge, you might all know this as the Weebly Bridge. The same day it opened in the year 2000 was the same day it shut down. It had such a violent swing and sway to it, people were falling over and being sick. They shut it down for a further 2 years, spent a further £10 million on it, and reopened it in 2000. Pressing over to your left-hand side, the Oxo Tower. The real name for the Oxo Tower is Stamford Wharf. And when it was a working wharf, it used to be the largest cold meat storage warehouse. It's now luxury apartments at the bottom and offices, and at the top there is a 5-star Michelin restaurant, bar and brasserie owned by Harvey Nichols. We You can see the people up the top there. They're not taking in the views of London. They're deciding whether to jump or not. The next bridge that we're going to pass under is the longest bridge to span the River Thames in the London area, measuring 1/4 of a mile long. It's Waterloo Road Bridge, also known on the river as the Ladies' Bridge. Known as the Ladies' Bridge because it was built by 85% women when the men were out fighting during World War II. They built it with a self-cleaning stone, a Portland stone from Dorset. So when it rains here in London, the bridge gets a thorough clean. The next bridge, the Charing Cross Railway Bridge, serves as Charing Cross to our right hand side. It's the Lucky Bridge. It's the only bridge to span the River Thames where you go under a railway line and you go over a railway line at exactly the same time. We're going under the Charing Cross, the main line, and 32 metres underneath us is a Bakerloo line, the northern line that makes up our London Underground. On your left hand side you have the London Eye, also known as the Wheel of Fortune. On the height of a tourist day, the London Eye can earn up to £250,000. It stands there at over 400 feet tall. It has 32 individual capsules on the London Eye. Each capsule represents a different borough in London. The capsules are numbered 1 to 33. They don't have a number 13 because they think it's an unlucky number. Is anyone going on the London Eye today? Yeah? A few of you. Can you see that orange pod? The orange pod should be up there, right at the top. That's the replacement pod for the one that fell off last week.
Okay folks, thanks for taking this tour with me around London and the Thames River as we wind up back at the Tower of London and the Tower Bridge itself. So much appreciate you accompanying me on this journey. Always remember to go on these hop on hop off bus tours and ferry rides around the city. It's always a good way to see a different perspective on the place. Bit of a history tour at the same time, and also a good way to get your bearings too.
As we spin the boat round, you get a lovely view of Tower Bridge. Okay. Now quick bit of information about this tour.